Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just waiting for my guy in studio. Will be live on True FM every 8 o'clock this time, which is 12 o'clock in Liberia. So I just sent in the link and I'm just waiting. Yeah, good morning to all. Yeah, my background is actually dark. That's true. I got to change my camera. Share the video, please. Will soon be. Okay. Please share the video. I'm trying to connect with the guys in Liberia, please. That's why you see I'm not talking. I'm trying to connect with them. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. You can hear me there?
We want to say good morning to you all. I'm Sneaky Komai, and this is a new show on Truth FM, which will be coming to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so this is a general show, and the host is Mr. Monique Shen, aka the General, and he's way there in the United States of America. He was there recently for a visit, and then he's back to the US. And it is all about the critical national issue, and most especially the crucial election we have comes October 10 that Liberians will be going to the pool to elect a new leadership. Remember, 5 years ago we went to the pool, we made a decision, and since then we've been facing the consequences of our decision we made since 5 years ago. And so right now, we're going to go straight to our host, Siliki Kuma is the co-host of this show. We will bring you this show every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. So, General, you are welcome on Truth FM. Thank you very much. It's good to have you on.
Okay, thank you, Sidiki, and thanks to who's in there. Is that who's in the studio there with you?
It's Elijah.
Oh,
Elijah, the brother
Elijah, how
of
are you?
yeah,
Thank you very much. And I want to
yeah.
apologize to our listener for the little delay. Technology is not an easy thing to set up, but we will try our best to make everything okay. But I want to say thank you again, Sidiki. Thanks for your time, your patience, and those of you who watching, please
No
share
problem.
this video and also bring your friends over that will listen and speak about Liberia. It's all about Liberia. We will try our best to give the message to you the best way possible. But Sidiki, how's everything with you there? How's everything? How's the weather? How everything going so far?
Yeah, it's a rainy day here today. Since this morning it's been rainy, but I have to make it up here because it's what we sign up for. No matter what
Yeah.
happens, whether sun or rain, you will have to do what you believe in. And it's not about Liberia, like I said. You way over there in the US, you should have been to work, but you are up there to do this
Yeah, it's
because
eight
it's
o'clock.
it's about Liberia, yeah.
It's eight
And
o'clock
so
now. You got to drop
no,
the
it's not.
kids to school.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rainy day here, but it's good to be here. It's good to be here, by the way.
Okay, so our segment today will focus on the 5 watts and how of Alex Cummings. Who is Alex Cummings? We all know Alex Cummings, a Liberian, a man who came from nowhere like any one of us. This guy grew up in he was born in Monrovia. He went to demonstration. He grew up in Fiamma. He grew up most of his childhood life was in Point Four. So this guy was in Point Four and went to ordinary school like any other person, and then later on he went to CWA. But when you say CWA, people think that only rich people go there because I got friends who their mom was selling pepper and they were all in the market. Even the former vice president Joseph Nyeman Boaka in Tennessee CWA. So from there he went to Cottington. From Cottington, he was able to go to the States like any other child or any other Liberian who went to pursue his education. But when he graduated, what he did, he came back to Liberia, worked for LBDI, spend some time in LBDI. But you see, it's always good to push yourself. And this young man, the only son of his father, the only boy among 4 girls, and may the soul of the other sister rest in peace. He lost one of his sisters. He decided to
Tony
go
Ball.
back to Liberia, to America. When he came to the States, while he was in the States, boom, our Civil War, everything started. So what the man did, the man continued to push himself. And God bless him. He was able to work with Pittsburgh Food Company. And then later on, after years and years, he went to Coca-Cola, the USTC. Sometimes when Liberian people talk about Coca-Cola, they think it's just a man working in the factory. Can you hear me there? Yeah.
I'm hearing you.
Okay,
Yes,
good. You think that
yes,
a
I'm hearing
man
you.
working in the factory. So this guy came, they sent him to Nigeria. Within no time, he climbed the ladder. And at the end of the day, this guy was like the number 2 man in Coca-Cola. Do you know what it means for a Liberian or black man to succeed in the white man war? We should be happy, almost like George, we are winning the war best. So Mr. Cummings, being an entrepreneur or businessman, were able to climb that far. After retiring from his job, he went home And I will tell you, Siddiqui, Mr. Cummings, the first Liberian who retired before getting into politics. You see, so let the Liberian people understand that Mr. Cummings never fell from heaven and came down. He's the same ordinary guy like any one of us. And this guy decided to say, listen, we need to fix our country. We need to do everything. He moved home. He's living home. He's not living no other place. He will stay in Liberia. They will bury him in Liberia, and that's it. And this guy got into politics. And then he got a farm platform, how to create jobs. He got something called infrastructure. Infrastructure, where you got electricity, you talk about good drinking water, and you talk about internet. So, Siddiqui, today we will focus on the goal of Alex Cummings. I think you know about it already. We'll tell the Liberian people what Alex Cummings would do better than all the other guys who are running today. So let us focus on it. So I want you to come in, Siddiqui. Let's talk about infrastructure here. You saw in the infrastructure and agenda of Mr. Cummings where he talked about electricity. And we all know today electricity is the major thing in Liberia. When you get electricity,
Yes.
you create jobs. All the electricians will get jobs. The businessmen will be able to sell the little conduit. When they say conduit, is the one you pass the wire in when you put it on the ground. So we get a lot of electrician and business will boom. And then we talk about drinking water. Siddiqui, today, you in Liberia, our water system is so poor that
Oh yes.
you can't
Yes.
even drink from the pump. That is why we got
Mhm.
typhoid. That is why we got all the thing diarrhea. But good drinking water, when I get there will be no diarrhea. And then we're talking about internet, Siddiqui. Internet today is the one when they say they're connecting the wall, they're connecting bridges. Internet is what you use. We might also get someone from America who will volunteer to teach good math and mathematics or science in Liberia. You can stay in Maryland and you will communicate with people. That is why when you get the three things, you are ready for business. That means people will come into the country, they will open business and they will do other things. Kami Siddiqui, maybe you got a little idea to add on that.
Yeah, you spoke about drinking water, and all of that. You know, this is a fact, and I've been listening to us. We're not saying these things like the usual politicians come and do, and it have been something that Liberians have experienced. If you do your own survey right now in this country, how many of us in this country, Liberia, have running water into our home? If you check in it, it will be way below that, maybe 5% or 10%. If you if you taking a 100% rate, so we don't have stable running water or drinking water. Electricity is backward. What kind of country in this 21st century that will tell you say let's wait for the rainy season before the electricity be stable? It is exactly what Liberians are going through. When dry season come, where the hydro is, the water dry, and then no stable electricity. This is the man that is telling you that electricity, he's going to focus on electricity when you talk about infrastructure, running water in this 21st century. You deserve every home in Liberia, every community district. You deserve a running water in it. Not to be going to the well, drawing water from the pump, or putting your bucket under the rain to get in order for you to. Some home in Liberia do that. You go to some houses, you was during the rainy season, you will see them putting a barrel or bucket outside under the rain. Some people will drink, even drink rainwater. This is unfair. But this man is telling you that in the infrastructure that he's talking about, because to even attract investor, you gotta have something good that they can look up and say, look, when we go over the years, that country will be good for. And it has to do with running water, stable electricity, and all of that. Somebody will not come and invest in your country, you don't have stable electricity. It's not possible. They look at all of that. They look at the justice system of your country. They look at the water system, which have to do with running water and other stuff. They look at the electricity and all of that. And this is the only candidate. How many candidates in the race telling you about infrastructure?
And another thing, Siddiqui, let me come in again. You know,
Okay.
I want our people to listen. If you on the radio, if you listen to us via radio and the internet, a lot of people listen to us, but on radio to us today, I want you to look at all the candidates. You know, this is not the time we should vote for people because we think we like them or we're from the same county. This man is telling us this is the first time in our history for a candidate to put up a platform. It never happened before, Siddiqui, even from Madam Salif
Yes.
or the Charles Taylor. It never happened. This is the
Yeah.
first man who have had an interview with almost every radio station in Liberia. And then he
Yes.
talked about job creation. Mr.
Mhm.
Cummings, that his field. This man, he's a businessman or entrepreneur or man who know how to create jobs. And Siddiqui, government do not create jobs. Government
No.
create the
Yeah.
avenue for
Yes.
businesses to come in the country. Business people is the one who create the job. But what are we doing for the business people? You politicians are not brave people. Politicians don't know how to even run anything. Look at our track record. Look at our politicians today. Most of them are rich from taxpayer money. Not one of them came from the business sector. You look at the likes of Edwin Snow. Tell me which of the business that Edwin Snow ran that will make him to be a millionaire today. Even our little
Okay.
senator who came in with $3 on his when he declared his asset, today he can brag on over $500,000 in a short possible time. So look at these things. We're talking about the people. We're not talking about so-called politicians. We're talking about our people. There is no jobs. The young men, professional, have turned to be professional beggars. That is why when you get infrastructure in place, you create jobs. Because when electricity is going, there are job creation. When we're fixing the water system, that job creation. When the internet is good, people will come in the country and outsource jobs. And sometimes you might get Comcast, you might get Verizon, and Liberia is a perfect candidate. We want for our people to work. Government cannot be the highest employer. That is what Mr. Cummings is saying. He said we'll create jobs, but how can we create the job? Not everybody got to go in government. Not everybody got to work in government. And I will tell you, Mr. Cummings is not in this team because he want to make money for himself. When you look at our government, Liberia is a unitary state where the president has the power to make the difference. You see, in the legislature, one man can make the difference. In the judiciary, one
Yeah.
man, but in the executive, Siddiqui, the
Yeah.
president can stop corruption. The president can instill discipline. The president can fire. The president can hire. And to my Liberian people, I know sometimes you blame the opposition, but I want you to think about this. Remember, opposition do not make appointment in government. Opposition have never represented the government anywhere. Opposition don't collect taxes. Mr. Cummings pay his taxes. Mr. Cummings do everything according to the book. So why want to blame opposition when we know our government is not doing? Yes, the government did some good stuff. We're not going to say, oh, they didn't do nothing, but lack of law and order, human resources. There is no job in the country. Our hospital system is bad. You can't even go there. All kinds of drugs in the country coming from different countries. When you buy aspirin, you taste the aspirin, it tastes like some sugar. When you go to the hospital, if you don't have that $25 or $50, they will not take you. That is what we're talking about. So all you need to do, look at the candidates and see which one telling you. The question you need to ask, what will you do if we elect you? Let him tell you. If this guy was there before, say, what have you done? And it's not how long you serve, it's how well you serve. Liberians, we should not go back to the past. We should be smart enough. The future of Liberia is in our hands. So let me give it back to Siddiqui. Maybe Siddiqui can add on, but I want you to open your eyes, open your
Yeah.
ears. Let us push everything aside. Let us think like a real Liberian. Listen, Mr. Cummings president today, it will not change my life to say I will get rich. I'm not going to try to be a millionaire. But if Mr. Cummings president today, I can open my business. I can create jobs. I want to be a job creator than a job seeker. I will come home and we can do our own little thing. The justice system will work for us. That is what we're fighting for. With a government job, yes, it's good that you're entitled to it. But we can't just sit there and say, oh, I'm going to jump behind Mr. Cummings because Mr. Cummings win. No. That's the only man who can tell you, say, no, if I win, if you come in this country, Kishen, and you misbehave, I will discipline you. The law is the law. The law should prevail. The law should not pick and choose. If they say I shouldn't drive on the opposite lane, everybody shouldn't drive. I should set that example. Mr. Cummings will set the example. Mr. Cummings will not be the one to break the law when he wants us to implement the law. So that's what I'm trying to tell. So please open your mind. Siddiqui, come in.
Yeah, you spoke about job creation. Look, this is something Mr. Cummings have talked about over the years. He said, look, any country where the citizen depends on government job, that country is not ready for change. And he's not only saying this, look, this is the man that have done it before. This man, when he entered Coca-Cola, he was a deputy managing director, Coca-Cola Africa. And the average rate of Liberian, or not even Liberians rather, sorry, the average rate of African working at Coca-Cola at that time was below the belt. But when that man was promoted to becoming Coca-Cola president of Africa, 70% African were creating jobs for more than millions of Africans. So this is something. Sorry. Okay, sorry for that feedback. This is something he have done before, and he will continue to do it. To even get the promotion again from becoming, from being Coca-Cola president of Africa to exceeding to the second man in command. Yep. To becoming the second man in command globally. That's something that he did in terms of providing job, increasing the people budget or economy. So this is not something that the man is just saying off-headed. And everything Mr. Cummings is doing or saying, he mean it. Look, when this man, first of all, they say when the Christmas will be good, you will know it from what? From the Eve. Yep. Everything this man is saying, he mean it. And if you check his record, you have done it before. So in terms of creating job, if you look at the people who want to be president of the country, this is the only man that know how to give you and myself the job we deserve. Not government job. Not when you win and take you and put you to somewhere, you'll be making $50 or $150. No. But the private sector. And if you look at the private sector, who invest in the private sector are investors. Look around the people who want to be president. The George Weah, Joseph Boakai, and Ellis Cummings, who have the international connection. Look, I talked just yesterday. I went to an intellectual center and I told these young guys, I said relationship and knowing investors is two different forms. You may be in Liberia, you may know investor, but the investor don't know you. For them to come and invest in the country, it's going to be difficult. You think people don't know George Weah? People know Mr. Weah, but you know what? They don't trust him. They don't know his ability in terms of, they come into this country to invest. No. But the fact here is, Mr. Cummings know those people. Those people know him. They have worked before. They have done business together. Most of the countries you see today, the other day, Mr. Cummings was on SKTV and they asked him, who are some of the neighboring country presidents that you know? He talked about Rwanda president, this guy, Africa president, and the other. Because the reason you know those people, and he talked about it, he said the reason I know those people was not based on, Facebook, something or stuff. But I worked with them when I was running Coca-Cola Africa. We went to the country, and some of the working we're doing that we had to meet with President Sid and talk about it because we were boosting the economy of that country. And so we sit on the table and talk. So this is the only man that when you leave the RIA, the Robert Field International Airport, he's not a nobody, but he's somebody that anybody can respect. But the rest of the people that bigoted and rare at Robert Field Airport, when they leave Robert Field Airport, they become nobody, ordinary men like you and myself. So it takes Ellis Cummings to give you and myself the job we need. And Liberians is about time because the last time I checked, the decision we made 2017 is the consequences that we are going through today. You look in the street today, a lot of young people are graduating, no job. Before, when you graduate, at least even it's a teaching job or even something that you can be doing to be going to college, you get it. But right now, it's not even happening. People used to get vocational job here. For example, when the school closed, you get vocational job you be doing to get prepared for the next semester or the next academic year. But it's not happening now because you don't have the best leadership in place. It's just about time we open our eyes because time is going faster. There is no reason for you to be electing people based on sympathy. Oh, the men are still on. I just give it to you that last time. What about your life? You deserve a better life. And so if you think that you want to make somebody to feel certified and then your family life will remain the same, then I think you need to rethink. because it is not about making somebody to feel happy and then your life remain the same. Among all the people who want to be president of the country, look at the record. Look at what they have done for themselves. This is a man that never had any relative in Coca-Cola. He never had no power in man, nothing. But he went there, he competed, and he kept his integrity. Look, for a Liberian man to work to that stage, where he control billions of dollars, one day, you never hear any stealing record behind him. He was audited on a weekly, a monthly basis. Never stole a penny from those people. He kept
Okay,
his integrity all the time.
let me just
You know,
add to you what
it
let me
means a
add to
lot.
you. Yeah. You said it all, Sidiki, and I'm happy that a young man like you live in Liberia, struggling to go to school, and you doing these things. And I was there recently. I pick up children who went to take their WIC, young children, and I interviewed them. I think I went live and I interviewed them, and these children were calling. Some of them want to be a cyber security, some want to be an entrepreneur, and different things. But look, we got a Liberian who work in this field. Most of us today we say, "Oh, governmental experience." There is nothing. It's good thing to have a governmental experience, but if we talk about governmental experience, and governmental experience brought us this far, and today we see professional men and women have turned to be professional beggars. Then thank God that Ellis Cummings don't have it, because professional and governmental experience take us nowhere. We next time we're looking for someone to manage our country. The other day, Mr. Cummings said, in my second year as president, I will increase the budget to $1 billion. Everybody was complaining. Oh, they may know what you're talking about. In 3 months, the judge, we are the president, we are government, increased the budget to 785 million. Without nothing, they can't even raise that money. They just jump to it. Everything Mr. Cummings talk about, Sidiki, is coming to pass. Mr. Cummings
Yes.
talk about road construction. Mr. Cummings talk about good health. Mr. Cummings talk about government. And one of the things I admire, you don't need to be member. You don't have to be a member of the ANC or CPP for Cummings to bring you into his cycle. Mr. Cummings believed that every Liberian, whether you Global, you Crew, you Pele, you Basso, you are a Liberian. We need to push the tribal business aside. That is why we're not moving anywhere. That is why we're not going. Look at our children, Sidiki. They're all in the market selling water. We need free education when it comes to primary schools. Yes, I love the way they say, oh, yes, they gave tuition free in University of Liberia. But what about free? What about the primary schools? There are people who cannot even afford to send their children to school. But when we said that, we talk about WIAC fee. And, and I won't challenge someone. I won't challenge anyone. The first Liberian to ever pay WIAC fee in our country was Alex Cummings in 2016. He was the first Liberian to pay WIAC fee before President We are there coming in and say, oh, government. Listen, that's government money. The government chose to pay WIAC fee. That's good. If the government chose, but let us do the right thing. Let us do the right thing. Based to create job in our country. You see, it's not based on the individual to say, oh, Mr. Cummings is so sincere. But Mr. Cummings' surrounding is sincere. Mr. Cummings is honest. Now, if President We are government was honest, business people were going to come in the country. But because the government is not honest, the dishonest and the corruption is at the highest, that is why no business is coming in the country. You see, look at, for example, the Alex Cummings Academy was funded by Coca-Cola and Chevron. You know why they did it? It's because of Mr. Cummings.
Yeah, in his honor.
Because of Mr. Cummings, in his honor. That money was not spent from Alex Cummings' pocket, but because of the work of Alex Cummings, serving on Chevron board, serving Coca-Cola, so they built that school in his honor. How many of Liberian politicians today that can brag, that say, oh, I got this contact? On the other side, our UP brothers, our UP stand-up bearer come to America and never even sat one day with a federal official. They will come and sit in Delaware and just run around whole day and say, oh, yes, chief. But I will be honest with everybody who's listening today. Please, we voted for change in 2017. We must vote for change again in 2023. The change did not work. But we cannot go back, my people. You're trying to tell me that if today you got a BSc from the University of Liberia, and then because it's not working for you, you want to go back to the 12th grade? Or man who stole $5 yesterday and the man who steal $5 today or $10 today, rogue that rogue. My people, we cannot go back. Today we see a bunch of corrupt politicians going one side. They all running one way because they think that when they come to power in 2029, they will continue to steal it and suppress us. These were the same people yesterday that we call them names. These were the same people yesterday that felt that President Weah was okay. We do not have two political parties in Liberia. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. We need change in Liberia. We cannot go back to the past, my people. I'm telling you, even, I know y'all will not like this one here, even if I don't want George Weah, if I don't want the CDC, why should I go back? I'd rather go forward. I'd rather go forward, my people. I'm telling you. Because if you tell me that you're going back, that means you're not ready for change. Anybody who's ready for change, they will continue to push for change until they get the real change. So, ladies and gentlemen, you listen to us on the True FM on 96.1. Whatever we say here, we want to disclaim, and this has nothing to do with the radio station. It's just a disclaimer. We stand by what we say, and we are here to be honest to our Liberian people and tell them the truth. Liberia is at stake. We must vote for Liberia. We must stand with the best candidate. And I believe the Cummings Bromskin ticket is the perfect, clean, and best ticket. Because when you look at the justice system, thank God that Mr. Cummings got a young, beautiful, educated, intelligent lawyer as his vice president. So she will instill the law and order. When it comes to the business side, Mr. Cummings will push that. So let me go back to Siddiqui.
Yeah, you spoke about your government experience. I just want to say to our Liberian people, two things have not done anything for us. That is the so-called government experience and popularity. Mr. Weah was the most popular individual that acceded to the presidency. But where is Liberia today? Backward in everything you can think about. Experience. Almost all of the presidential, elected presidential people we have elected into the presidency of our country, most of them have one way or the other have government experience. Where is Liberia today? 170 some more years. We are backward in everything. The man you talk about getting experience have been in government for 40 plus years. What can you point out to? We're going to open the phone line, maybe in the next few minutes. So you can call and tell us, look, this is what this man did within his 40 years experience. Some of you wish you could have gotten that 40 years in your lifetime. You have done something better with it. But it is what this man have spent in government. What have he done for the Liberian people? A man who retired after working successfully in the private sector, came back to the country, but he has something to point out to that Liberians, you are benefiting from. And you want to hold this man with a high standard and leave the rest of the other people. And when people talk, you try to shift the debate about somebody attacking fellow opposition leader. No, it is not an attack. We have to be straight up and very objective, because this election should not be about you being loyal or party being supreme. No, it should be about Liberia, because the first thing we should understand is this: before you becoming any political party member, you were a Liberian. And so to prioritize that political party over your country, it is just unfair. 40 plus years
in
government.
Siddiqui, yeah. Let me add this.
Okay, come in.
You just brought something to my mind. They try to shift this thing where they say, oh, you're not supposed to talk about the other opposition party. But let them get this straight. We are into a race. We got CDC, we got the UP, and we got the CPP, the ANC. We are into this race together. If you and I don't play, how would I get to the final? Okay, let me play the devil advocate. By default, I could say President Weah is into the second round. And also, it is possible that this second round could be between the UP and the CPP. We still have to debate the issues. Now, if you tell me Mr. Cummings don't have governmental experience and you want to brag on a governmental experience for 12 years, then I would challenge you on that and say, it's not how long you serve, it's how well you serve. So tell me, I would not go back to the 40 years. I only would take 12 years. Tell me what you did in the last 12 years. Even a vice president, let me tell our people that, and I challenge anyone. This show, we will bring people on and will love the debate. I challenge anyone. The vice president of a country, first, is the number one advisor to the president. The vice president is the last person that leave the room. The vice president of a country of Liberia serve in two positions. They also member of the executive and they are member of the legislatures. The vice president is the vice president of the Senate. Now, the vice president is the one who will take all the concession agreement to the Senate and make sure that the president implement whatever the president wants. So the 66 bad concession, it went through the office of the vice president. Now, the vice president also will cast a vote if there's a tie. And guess what? The vice president will not cast a vote against his or her boss. Will not cast a vote against the government. So this vice president aware of the 66 bad concession. Now, this is my question I ask them all the time. As much as the Unity Party was bad, there was some good, but they cannot tell us which one was good and which one was bad. All they're telling us, we want to rescue. Rescue what? What are you rescuing? We're looking for someone to fix the system because we also got on the books, do not get drunk, do not drink and drive. We also got on the book that you should pay your taxes. We also have on the book that you should do certain things. So we're looking for a man who will fix it. We're looking for a man who will take that strong action. Somebody who will be willing to stand up, to pick up that telephone by 3 o'clock in the morning if there's a problem. Mr. Bwaka cannot do that. Mr. Cummings cannot. Look, the mind is willing, but the body is weak. The age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon, my people. This man, we are telling you that this is what we need to do as a nation. Mr. Cummings is saying that we can do it, we can fix it. Mr. Cummings is not bringing his son or his sister in government to work. Mr. Bwaka's son served in the Ellen Johnson government from 2009 as one of the directors in that same maritime, and he just resigned recently. Mr. Cummings is not bringing his son to work or his daughter because he knows what it means to have a code of conduct. So the Unity Party, the same Unity Party that we fought for 12 years when they were doing all the bad stuff, we removed them. You telling me that the Unity Party is for change? When we get Tyler, running back to the Unity Party after they stole money, when you get the president pro tem who Ellen Johnson fired from Lands and Mines, he went to CDC, now he back to UP because they said, oh, the Liberian people say. We got other people on the internet who believe that Mr. Bwaka was the wrong man. Today, they think they can gang up together, but let me tell you why they're ganking up. They're ganking up that if they ever come back to power, 2029 and 2030 something, we should forget it because they will suppress us. They will push us. They are not afraid with the likes of Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kuhn and Yombli Kanga. They all going one side, but the good thing that we will retire them. We will retire them this election. But when you look on the Ellis Cummings team, you get Charlene Bronsky, a girl who you can never even pin anything on. You got Mr. Cummings with wealth and experience who have traveled around the world, sat with presidents and talked to them and negotiate. He won good and he's still telling you the number one consistent, the most consistent politician who is telling you, I don't need the salary. And Mr. Cummings lives in Liberia. He's not going nowhere. It will hurt him. It will make his pocket deeper if we still have a bad government. Our biggest problem is governance. But who are willing to govern? When the last time we saw Mr. Bwaka never visited the Southeast. After the election, Mr. Bwaka never went to Maryland, never went to Sano, Grand Jide, River G to say thank you. It took Mr. Bwaka 3 years, 6 months to come out. It took Mr. President the same 3 years to tell the people thank you. For you to know your leader and for your leader to know the problem. That is why Mr. Cummings is going around the country to ask questions. Liberians, please don't vote because you think you and myself from the same county. I want you to vote for somebody who will change this way we do business. Somebody who is willing. All of them invest. They say, oh, because Mr. Cummings get money, so if he be president, he will spoil our chopping. Yes, Mr. Cummings will stop the chopping. Yes, Mr. Cummings will fight corruption because corruption destroy our country. Corruption destroy the schools. Corruption destroy and hospitals and a lot of infrastructure. That is why Mr. Cummings said we need a living wage. Even if you are a sweeper, you should be able to pay your rent, my people. This is not, they're not saying it. Only Mr. Cummings telling us all these things. Mr. Cummings is the only one that telling us what we can do as a nation. Don't listen to Sparta's story. What is the economic platform for the Unity Party? They can't tell us nothing. They have changed the platform 3 different times. From ARA to ARTS, now to ARIS, and all kinds of things. They're confusing us. Tell us the real truth. Mr. Cummings not telling you, say, he will not fight corruption. When the last time President Weah or Mr. Bouaka said, we will fight corruption? When was the last time? When the last time they talk about living wage, not minimum wage, and Mr. Cummings talk about dignity of labor? We must respect the people who sweep. And when the last time they talk about handicap, but when you listen to him, Mr. Cummings say, handicap are not crippled people. I'm sorry, handicap are not crazy people. They can work. Why we treat our disabled as if they are mentally challenged? Why? They can go to school. They can serve in ministries. They can serve in public corporation as directors and receptionists. That is why Mr. Cummings said my first executive order will be youth initiative. The youth are the pressure jury of Liberia. That is why when you go to see ANC office today, you see young people working. We empower young people. We're looking for a leader that will take us into the 21st century. Majua, the old man, we beg you. Business people, Mr. Cummings said, oh, Mr. President promised to get the small business people money. But if you don't do it, I will do it because that's what the country can do. When the things are hard, you give money to small business. It's not pick and choose. The people who get a small market. That is why you need to register your business. Because I tell you, the Alex Cummings, the Alex and Charlene administration will put $20 million aside to give to business people. Small businesses will help to create jobs. We make things too hard. Let me tell you what happened, Siddiqui. I went to the bank to open an account. In fact, you went with me that day. They gave me this long paper. It would take me almost 1 hour to fill up this paper. They asked for my ma, my pa, my this, all kinds of things. Then they say, I can only open check account and I should get Visa card. Suppose I don't want a Visa card. I want to open savings. You're going to use my money. But they made the bureaucracy, it's so hard until it frustrates you. You're going to get a national ID card. They're telling you 22 days, 10 days. What is going on, my people? These are some of the things that we need to stop. We're not blaming the president, but because the country is so corrupt, everybody is corrupt. The people are not taking pay, but they go to the airports to hustle and because if they don't go there again, they will not give the service. We will not be able to travel. So my Liberian people, please, this election is in your hands. It's in your hands. So you are listening to the True FM 96.1. We are live on the radio and live on YouTube. We also live on Twitter right now, so you can. I will turn it over to City Kid and see. I don't know if we're going to take a break or they will soon open the phone line. We want to hear from you. And also, I want to push the question to you. The question to you: why you think if Mr. Cummings is not qualified to be president? Everybody says he's qualified, but why are we stopping good people when it's supposed to be 9? Change is now. Come in, Siddiqui.
Okay, thank you. So, I want to say to our Liberian people or our listening audience, whether you are from Masurado, Nimba, Bon, Lofa, or wherever you're listening to us, nobody is attacking fellow opposition leader. But it's about time that we Liberians try to stand up to change our story. From government after government, it has been the same story. People will come and say the opposition pretend to you that they are the messiah to save your life or to change your story. One government after government, when they come to power, or they become to do the same thing. Your life have never changed. 5 to 6 years ago, you were the one seeking battle cry in the street, printing your own T-shirt for the CDC, thinking that this man called George Weah was one of you who grew up in a slum community. That when you come there, you will think about you and change your life. Where are you today? Some of you still live in Zimran, where Mr. Weah is building duplexes for himself, protecting his friend that the U.S. government have put sanction on because of, the way they exploit you. Some of you, you wake up, you have no hope. You can't even find a food to eat. You have to ask family members or people you don't even know in order to send your children to school to pay your house rent. This is the time to end that. If you cannot vote for yourself, I'm begging you, my fellow Liberians, without trying to enforce something on you, but think for yourself. If you can't vote for yourself, think about your unborn children. Think about the baby that's coming out. Because you going to the farm, taking quality to go to the farm, then when your children come, they should do the same. No. Or because you're selling cold water, when they come, they should sell cold water. No. They deserve a better life. And you can give them that. They don't have the opportunity now to vote or to think for themselves, but you have to do that. And if you think that you're going to make somebody to feel certified, and that's the hope of your unborn children, the sin will be on you. And you have to think about that. This country deserves better. For how long? 175 years. We live like a stranger in our own country. The economy now is being controlled by foreigners. The president promised you and myself that you will not be spectator to your own economy. How many Liberian businesses is improving today? People being chased out. The last time you saw the chairman of the CPP, Mr. Musa Hassan Belete, business being closed down, only because of his critical stand, standing with Mr. Cummings. What have this man done? When he's supporting you, you call him all kinds of short or good names or the best of names. When he's not supporting you, that's the time now he become criminal. This is so wrong. Let's stand up to this government. And for you to come up and say we're attacking fellow opposition leader, it is not an attack. We are reminding them of their past, what they did before. It is not an attack. Because the moment we open phone line, you're going to hear people calling, oh, you're attacking fellow opposition leader out of that. This is not an attack. When you used to steal before and somebody remind you of your stealing, they're just telling you what you did in the past. It is not an attack on you. If you have changed from that, you have to make the case that yes, I changed from that. You're forgiving me out of that. But you can't pretend. You can't pretend to the people. Hello. Okay, sorry for that feedback. Sorry, folks. So you can keep pretending to the people. It's not going to hold this time around. So this election, before I go back to the host, we have 3 options. And I'm going to describe for you the kind of Liberia Mr. Cummings won. The 3 options we have, we either go back to the past that made you and myself to vote for Mr. Weah or the CDC. 2017, the entire country, everybody could not listen only because of the failure of the Unity Party. If you want to go back to that, that is up to you. That is your decision you have to make. Or the present, what you are going through today. The orange meaning, Lone Star meaning, that is the only business that this government has been able to give to you, the Liberian people. If you think that is enough for you, that is what you deserved. Or you live in the best of life, you have the best of health facility across the country. You have the best of schools. Your life is better off. Then you can go ahead and vote for Mr. Weah. That is your decision. But if you know you deserve change, you want a better country. You want this country to be fixed. The mess that was created here by the Unity Party and that of the CDC, you want it to be fixed, then you have an option to vote for the CPP. And before I go to the host, this is the kind of Liberia Mr. Cummings won. He's talking about this bowl of rice. This bowl of rice, it doesn't matter whether you are Mandingo, Basso, Pele, no. First of all, Mr. Cummings identified these 3 things. He said, look, nobody dictate to God that God, I want to be Mandingo, I want to be Basso or Pele. No. Because if you look at our country today, people have been attacked because of that tribe. It's not going to happen under the Kumi's administration. Nobody dictated to God say, "Oh, I want to be a Christian or Muslim." No. And so this bowl of rice is talking about whether you're Mandingo, you're Pele, you're Kwan, you're Gio, all tribe, the 15th tribe of Liberia will be, the 16th tribe rather, will be allowed to put your hand in that bowl of rice. Whether you're Muslims or Christian, you will be allowed to put your hand in that bowl of rice. Or whether you are a male or female, you don't tell God to make you male or female. No. He said, what will differentiate us? Or what will make you to not put your hand into that bowl of rice is when you don't respect the rule of law. Because you can choose to do that. You don't ask God to disobey the law or to steal the government money. But your individual decision can make you to do that. And your ability to work hard. So that is to tell you that bowl of rice is talking about. Opportunity will be there for you. Where you will not have to sit and wait for government job. Where you will not have to wait and follow beyond politicians in order for you to work in your own country. Or for you to be an entrepreneur. This is the only politician in this country that is even engaging entrepreneur programs where he's not even president. Alex Cummings is the only man. The other day he went to an entrepreneur workshop around a single belt, and he even contributed. He's not president, but he's doing. How many of your leaders? He wants you to be independent, to not want to be partisans or whatsoever affiliated with political stuff. You deserve a better life, and that is why he's coming into the leadership of our country. Okay, so this bill is talking about whether you're Mandingo or whatsoever tribe, you'll be allowed to put your hand into that bowl of rice. But what would differentiate you is the way you're going to behave, like respecting the rule of law. If you can't work out, if you're lazy, of course you're not going to put your hand in that bowl of rice because you'll not be able to eat much of the rest in happen. That is, if you're lazy, if you can't go and work, because the job will be here to the extent that it will be at your will to go and look for a job. And so we have to think on our direction. I'm going to go back to the host, and then maybe have something.
Then from there, we'll go to the line. But let me say this, Ricky. I like what you said, and you said it all. And we will continue to preach it. The rules, the game that we're in right now is almost like if you don't practice, you don't expect to win. But we must tell our people the truth. You know, sometimes people say Mr. Cummings did nothing in Liberia. But what the man I do? But let me tell you, see, to show that Mr. Cummings don't have to tell you what he did for you to vote for him. But I think sometimes we must say it. Let's tell these people. The first thing here, the BWI school, the biggest government and vocational school today, the BWI, Booker Washington Institute, the generator that is at that school today was purchased by Mr. Cummings. Which of the Liberian that ever purchased such a generator for a school that he never attended? 350 kVA that cost over almost $75,000. It was given to that school 2016 and it's still operating today. You got the University of Liberia, a government institution. The computer lab at that place today was furnished by Alex Cummings, over $30,000. President Weah never did it. Mr. Bwaka never did it. Why are we not sincere to ourselves? When it comes to scholarship of the University of Liberia, Mr. Cummings have contributed over $2 million Liberian dollar. So if you calculate it, almost $30,000. President Weah have not done it. Mr. Bwaka had never done it. Why are we not? The Nimba Community College, the engineering department at the Nimba Community College was built by Alexander Cummings. Prince Yedu Johnson, who is at that, who is in Nimba today, built a university for himself and abandoned the we just lost studio. We'll be getting back to them, please. And abandoned his people and built his own university. Tell me, these are all greedy people. So what else? What do they want us to do? And what so, you guys want? Okay, I think we lost Siriki in studio.
Okay, you back on.
Okay, now the university, Mr. Prince Johnson from Nimba County, he built a university and abandoned the Nimba Community College, and the engineering department was built by Alex Cummings. Then you go to UMU. Then he got the Alex Cummings Academy, the only STEM school in Liberia. They own a STEM school, and STEM school is a big thing. Oh, they say the school expensive. Oh, $600 is expensive, but they got an international school that pay $10,000. So Liberians, what you want this man to do? He should go in the street and give you money. I think we'll be having a little problem with the studio back there. But anyway, it's still on. We're still on True FM. Thank God, and thanks to Mr. Ability and others, and thanks to Maguire and Andrek Jallo for pushing this, and to the entire CPP communication team. That whenever you see me on Monday, Wednesday,
Let's go back to our host.
Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, something wrong somewhere. Something wrong somewhere. So we'll be live on radio. We'll continue to implement and whatever we're supposed to do. We bring people up, and maybe from today we'll start to contact our guests. We got other people on the list, so you're not just hear us talking. We want to bring other people to give the ideas. If possible, we can bring someone from UP who want to challenge us. You can come and make your case. We can bring someone from CDC who want to challenge us. You can come and make your case. But this is a forum that will speak to the issues, but we will defend our position. We will defend every member within the CPP. So it's not just about Alex Cummings alone, but we defend everyone.
And so we have our host on now. So we're going to take him. And so we have to go to the phone line. Just, I don't know, the internet been acting somehow.
Okay, so are you ready for the phone line right now? We have gone 57 minutes, and this is the True FM 96.1. You can let them know this general show will be on every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 12 o'clock Liberian time and 8 o'clock US time in the morning, 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Liberian time. So do you want to open the lines there?
Yeah, so you can put in your call through these two numbers, 0775 02 777 0775 02 777 or 0776 339 0776 339 0775 02 777 is a number to call to participate on the show. So let's take this first caller. We have a call about a person in the call. Okay, let's take this first caller. Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You sounding low. Yeah, hello. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm hearing you. You live. Go ahead.
Yeah, the question I want to ask for Mr. Comey is that I hear all the good and all the bad of Mr. Comey, so I want to know as of the key analysis of the character. I want to know the key stuff.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll answer that question. We'll answer it. Thank you. So let's take this other caller. What's your name, caller? What's he calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago.
Well, welcome, Choco.
Yeah, thank you for the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, our studio guys, for the show. All what they are pledging is right, and we are getting the logic to see what they are saying. When we come to that of the CDC and the Unity Party, for the Unity Party, for me, I told one of my friends, I said, for me, I cannot vote for that because I put educated person in this country.
Just hold on. I got a caller. Hold on.
Wani and Johnny, the one group of people who have left out, they want to come back. The mistake for anything that they are left on top, they won't come out and carry on. And what they are about to do. So if you think it's okay, and when you ever get about, we're jumping from one to one from the street.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Your point is already made. Thank you. Let's take another person. Yeah, caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is George Sugar. I'm calling from Mountainsville.
Yeah, George, make your point quick.
Yeah, you see, for me, if I see opposition attacking each other, for me, I think that we are heading nowhere. You know, the issue with the ANC, and the ANC think that they are so qualified, to see we are pick up the issue and do the own alone. and the woman decide to work on other people, that bring government. The thing about the CPP discussion is all about, the 40-year experience, this year experience. And the ANC, they feel that they are competent enough.
Okay, let's go to the next caller.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll take another person. Thank you so much. I'll take that caller. Yeah, good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, Obadiah calling from Mangibi. Welcome, Obadiah. Okay, thank you, Obadiah. So let's take this caller from here. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Jackson calling from Newtown.
Okay, Jackson calling from Newtown. Make a contribution. You have few seconds.
Yeah, actually, I want to say a very big thanks to you guys in studio.
Thank you.
But everybody in Lagos getting it wrong. If you don't put by the thing like why you are president? Because you are individual things as well.
Okay.
And it's not for me, he can do what he invest on. He can invest and discuss as well where you get your way. You don't put by the people president. Everybody getting it wrong. Seriously, I tell you now.
Okay, Jackson. Thank you for your contribution. So let's take this other caller from this line. Good afternoon. Where you calling from? What's your name? Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Thank you. The name is Koyu William Covey, and I'm joining this conversation from the street today.
Okay.
Appreciate you so much. I listened to the sedition yesterday analysis. Let's be clear with the issue, okay? Like one of the callers said,
no, but no sedition, yeah, that's, yeah, no.
I need to know that the ANC or the CPP people are not opposition. They are regime collaborator and they are in game playing with the government.
Okay, let's take another caller. Okay, thank you. So what's your name, caller? Where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm G. Everything to be precise, calling from Magiri County.
Okay, James, go ahead.
Yeah, the issue of the student discussion, the fact that I mean the issue of CPP to promote CPP on the basis of Kumi, I don't have problem with that, but the issue of talking about Paka in the unity party, for getting to know only whether in Barateli time, Kumi also served in government. He served also.
What position is Kumi serve?
You are board member.
Where?
So he served a board member to
Okay, shut him off. He out of touch. He out of touch.
Okay. So let's take this caller.
He out of touch. You know what?
Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Segu Sherry.
Segu Sherry, what's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm Bakri.
Okay, Segu, make a point quick.
Yeah, I want to talk about. I was still talking about Mr. Pakala to nothing for Nigeria himself. For many years in the government, into nothing. No one put me at stake for Nigeria to have.
Okay, we'll answer that question. Thank you, Paka. Good afternoon. What? Hey, your line is bad off. You have to call back. Good afternoon. Where are you calling from, caller?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Paul.
Paul calling from Carwell. Make a point, Paul.
Okay, my brother. When you come to studio, I have to attack CDC. When you're attacking Mr. Wakai, you know what? The man is only popular than one person for DMV.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. So let's take this caller. Good afternoon, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is political time. I'm calling from the 16 to be precise.
Okay, political science. Go ahead.
This is a proper defender of our time. My brother is still there. I listen to the clear, but not everything is important to talk about ESC. Please be specific about ESC. Do not quote because that bring up chaos. You're talking about university, talking about ESC, talking about
chaos.
Talk about what and the Ghana Kumi take for the principle and why you are continuously doing. And then why are the teachers of the youth in the country and how many areas that and Ghana Kumi let me Agolopa. What?
Okay, let's take another caller. Thank you. We'll get a point. So we'll get a point, caller. So caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Thank This is Stephen Kubo. I call him Caldwell.
Okay, Stephen, make a point.
Well, and still my brother's got in there. Well, we have told Mr. Queen's over that he is committed, he is capable of leading this nation.
Okay.
Okay, shut that man off. Shut him off. Don't waste his time. Don't waste that. Siddiqui, don't waste time with the man.
Okay, brother. Thank
The
you.
man is a
Thank you,
Waka
brother.
supporter. What you want
So
to
let's take this on a caller. What's your name? Where you calling from, caller?
Yeah, I'm Marius Mubichi. I'm calling from
Okay, make a point.
Yeah, I heard they still getting a whole lot of skills. And then a child that was born, when it starts born, when it starts to do. Therefore, as an family or a brother going to your house and they are building it, and then the road is too bad, and then you tell them about home and everything. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. Where you calling from? What's your name?
Yeah, I want you to say, good afternoon,
Aze, where you calling from, Aze?
Yeah, I'm connecting you from Chigizo Factory.
Okay, Aze, make a point from Chigizo Factory.
Yeah, I'm Christopher Nemo. Okay, thank you very much for this afternoon show. And I'm so gratified of this show that you conducted. In the first place, Arizona Kumi, we don't classify him to be a politician. But let me tell you something about this country. Our past leaders and the current leaders, the mistake is still the current. We don't have a real leader that have this country at heart. Liberia is a small country and we have enough resources. But all of our politicians, they are looters. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, you have to wrap up quick because we have other people in the line.
To change this country into right direction. And it's not Kumi. He's trying for.
Okay, let's take another call.
Wait. Let him man.
Oh man, you have to trace away from the monitor. You bad. Your line is bad up. Yeah. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon. It's Chukun guys, and I call from Lugita.
You say what's your name?
I said my name is Chukun guys, and I join you from.
Oh, okay, Chukun. So make a point call from Lugita and Chukun.
Yes, I want to appreciate you guys for the show.
Okay.
I heard your studio guys talking about there are people who live in Zima or United States. They are behaving like somebody who everything is well with them.
No.
Anyway,
No, nobody said that. Nobody said. Just keep listening.
One of my friends, myself, the other time.
Yeah.
You know, one of the men when you talk about CDC business, it's not a small thing. But every time he talk about all things going well, about he's number one man. Every time you come over, man, be happy with transportation. I say, when you say things well, then why should we be discussing transportation? Transportation could be something that it should be less to you. So for me, I believe and I know that whenever we put somebody new, that person will make a good change.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's take another person. Oh. Okay. So let's take this person from this line. I'll take this person, maybe our last caller. Hello, what's the name? Are you calling from? Yeah.
My name is Kimbo King.
What's your name? You calling from Habe? What's your name?
On your platform.
Yeah, but your monitor is bad. You say what's your name?
My name is Pape O.P.
Oh, okay. Pape OP, you calling from Habe. Okay, make a point.
Yeah, my point is too little and clear. The issue is that government, there are a lot of indefinite promises that people will make when they are not elected into office. And when it comes to the issue of Kumi, there are a lot of qualifications, and it's where we really respect that. But whether the Kumi is there to see George, we are the still JMD. You always need a case of the devil, I'm telling you. That's the Kumi stand for why you stand for. So let us see 2023 October 10th, when the Liberians will know what they want, and they will not stay with what they have, then they can let this Kumi. But they just see Liberia, they kind of practice things right now. I want to see Kumi doing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. So let's go back to our host. That was the voice of Liberians listening to us this afternoon. and we respect everybody's view. This is about Liberia. At the end of the day, we are all Liberians. We
Okay.
we just playing our part, and we'll go to our host. For the record, I want to set up this. This is not a studio guest. Monique Kishen is the host of this show. Uh, he's the host of this show. Maybe we just started today as a day one, but you will hear this voice here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will be here as the co-host of this show, and so we will be kicking it up. This is just our first day, and as time go, we'll invite guests. We'll have this kind of conversation. So let's go to our host over there, and then he's going to give you feedback from some of the concern. And one of the caller asked, maybe I may remind you about that question. He said we talk about Baka not doing anything,
I
but
know
what have
that.
Mr. Kunis done? And so
Yeah.
maybe you can answer that question
Okay,
too.
and thank you, Siddiqui, and you will continue to hear the voice until we cast the first vote and do the last counting. So I want to say thanks. I respect everyone who make the call. To the first guy who called and asked if Mr. Cummings are gay. No, Mr. Cummings is not a gay. Mr. Cummings have never been a gay and never supported gay. He been married for 42 years. He had 2 kids and 5 grandkids. But in Liberia today, when we don't have nothing to say, we accuse people. If Mr. Cummings was a gay, I was not going to support him. Let me make you to understand. But because we got nothing and we have continued to say this question. Just a simple question that was asked. It's English, my people. Do you support gay? They never asking if he's a gay. So you can go now and with all the gay and lesbian in Liberia, I don't hate gay, don't get me wrong. But the fact of the matter, Liberia, we got a bigger problem. But when we don't have anything on people, the next thing, either we insult you or we give you lies and whatsoever. He have never been a gay, and he is not a gay. He never was there. He married 42 years. His wife lived in Liberia. His children, and he got 2 big, a boy and a girl. One name is Boyka. And I will tell you guys, please, to the pastors, to the Liberians, we need to stop lying on people. There are a lot of names they call out there for gay. It's below me. We're not going to go that low. I'm not going to sit there and tell you the person gay. That waste of time. And also, to everybody who make the call, there's another guy say, what have Mr. Black and Mr. Cummings done in Liberia? I just explained to you, Mr. Cummings have done a lot in Liberia compared to any politician running for office today. When it comes to education, when it comes to healthcare, Mr. Cummings have done a lot. Even in Lofa County, hospitals in Lofa County, Mr. Cummings help. You go to Nima County, the Nima Community College was built by Alex Cummings, but he don't need to brag about it. And there's another kid who said Mr. Cummings should open business. Liberians, we're not fair to ourselves. Did Ellen Johnson open business before we make her president? Did President Taylor came here and open any business? Mr. Weah open business? Mr. Joseph Boyka open any business before we try to run? If you are looking for somebody who open business, who got big companies, then why you never voted for Bernard Ure? Then Bernard Ure was your perfect choice because he had a big company, but you chose not to vote for him because you believe that he's not the right person. Mr. Cummings don't need Mr. Cummings money. That's his money. If he want to help, he will help few people. Even if Mr. Cummings a big company today, he still cannot employ all Liberians. But if Mr. Cummings is president, he will push for a law. He will push for accountability that every Liberian will benefit from the government. Every Liberian will benefit from the resources of Liberia. So Mr. Cummings can get all his money. He built 10 houses. It will only benefit Mr. Cummings. It's not going to benefit you and myself. So my people, let us be honest. Let us be honest. And another guy said, why we attacking each other? It's not an attack. You and myself are running. We in this race. You want to win, I want to win. If I just sit here and tell the Liberian people what Alex Cummings will do, you will be the same one calling this station and say, but we're not everything but Alex. So I'm telling you, this is what Alex Cummings will do better than President Weah or Mr. Boyka. Simple. It's not an insult. It is not. The same way, and you guys not fair again. The guy UP all on the internet, all over the place, insulting Mr. Cummings, calling him gay, calling him all kinds of names. Oh, he's a Congo man. He's this. They're bringing a tribalistic problem into election again. Oh, you're not complaining. But when it comes to us now, once they come to Ellis Cummings, they're nothing because you're afraid. If you are not afraid of Ellis Cummings, the man who got 7% in the last election, you got 28 and the other person got 30 and 38. Oh, then you worry about Ellis Cummings because you know very well that Ellis Cummings is doing the work as a politician to be elected. He's not into it because of what a financial gain. So if we sit down and see all the corrupt politicians going one side, you don't want us to talk? We need to talk. Unity Party was there for 12 years, whether you like it or not. Unity Party and CDC are very bad. They are two bad political parties for Liberia. We voted for change, but we must replace CDC with a better change. We cannot go backward. There is nothing you telling us that, look, for example, Unity Party government took this thing here to the debt to $900 million. CDC took it to $2 billion. Oh, because $900 million is smaller. So we should go backward. My people, please be real. Love your country. Lack of leadership is the one that killing Liberia today. When the last time you saw Mr. Bwaka in your community? For the last 6 years, Mr. Bwaka just went into District 2 after 6 years. When the last time you saw Mr. Bwaka telling you to encourage you that Liberia will be better? All we hear one day, think Liberia, do Liberia, and whatsoever. My people, talk is cheap. We're looking for somebody to tell us what they will do. Mr. Cummings is on record to tell you, say, this is what I will do, save it. And if Mr. Cummings don't do it, some of us tomorrow will come back and remind Mr. Cummings. That is why we're supporting Cummings. So we're not arrogant, but we got the best candidate. We are not arrogant people. The Ellis Cummings supporters are not arrogant, but they are of the two candidates. They are proud of the team that they put together. So now it's like when you're a manager, you don't fire everybody. If you see a corrupt politician that you think corrupt supporting Mr. Cummings, that person won't change. If a corrupt politician goes to the other corrupt politician, they're not willing for change. Look at them. They are richer than you. In the last 5 years, you and Jefferson Koji was on the same level. But today, Jefferson Koji is a millionaire. Magay is a millionaire. Now we got the other side who stole before and think that they want to come back to power to steal by imagination. It's wrong. When will Liberia move forward? The future of Liberia is in your hands. You got one vote. I got one vote. So don't think I'm speaking. I'm not voter. I am a registered voter. And I will vote. I'm behind Mr. Cummings because for a better Liberia. I am behind Mr. Cummings for justice. Somebody who will stand. Mr. Cummings have not changed. Mr. Cummings go to programs on time. He believe in time. He continue to tell you. You think all the ANC people don't know what Mr. Cummings believe in? Some of that no, every group got their own problem. But some of them now have understand that Mr. Cummings, if you support Ellis Cummings, you should be prepared to change and to do the right thing. Because if you don't do the right thing as an Ellis Cummings supporter, he will disgrace you. And if you steal in the Ellis Cummings administration, we will prosecute you. You will go to jail. So there are people in America who will not work with Ellis Cummings because government paying them $5,000. It still will not take care of their bills. That $5,000 can find qualified Liberians in our country. Mr. Cummings is aware that a lot of qualified Liberians. Look at the Ellis Cummings and campaign team. There's nobody from America. Ellis Cummings will not leave Liberia and go to America to go look for people to come work. No, we got qualified Liberians. Mr. Cummings can name 10 Liberians who are so qualified, but they are not even member of CPP, and he will give them job with no problem. Mr. Cummings is not coming in to fire civil servant. Mr. Cummings is not coming in to just remove assistant ministers. He said, if I don't appoint, you can be removed because we want accountability, my people. We need to stand up. We know the corruption business, it been the norms in Liberia. Or look at what big brother, the man get tinted car. When that man coming from where he get plastic bear in your hand, you got plastic bear in your hand? No. Because that man stealing the money. So you that suffering going to school, you graduate, you can't get a job. Nowhere, no vacation job. Those days, after school, when the school closed, we go and work in government ministry on public corporation. By the time the vacation over, we get like $300. But they're not doing it. We just thinking when you go in the street, buy your card, qualify. Children who went to high school, graduated, can't find job. We get our ladies in the street selling cold water, selling plenty chips. Smart women. The decision is yours. We're telling you, the decision is yours. I will make my vote. You should make your vote. I don't care. Whatever decision you make will come back to you. Either it's good or bad. You cannot plant orange and you expect apple. You can't put bitter border, you say pepper will come there. So we voted for President Weah because we wanted change. And we saw what President Weah did. He had built more houses in Liberia than any president, even more than President Tubman. Every one of them, they got rich right in front of your eyes. Then you say you won't go backward? Then you say we shouldn't talk? We got to talk, my people. We're telling you, the decision is yours. I will make my decision and I will live with it. Mr. Cummings, if he don't win, he will live with it. But let's understand, Mr. Cummings cannot help everybody in Liberia. Whether Mr. Cummings can be Bill Gates, he can't help everybody in Liberia because he will not give you $5. Mr. Cummings have helped a lot of organizations in that country. I challenge them. Every one of them took money from Mr. Cummings, from the Darius Dillon, whatsoever. He supported them when it comes to campaigning. Oh, but when it comes to leadership, oh, Mr. Cummings is good. The other guy, the other caller said, Mr. Cummings is okay. But why Mr. Cummings don't want to watch fast? This is not dress right dress, my people. This is not dress right dress. If the change is not now, it's when. If we can fix Liberia now, when will we fix Liberia? You should be 50 years old before you fix it. Some of us will over. Our time has gone. The old politician lied to us. You want us to lie to you? We can't lie to you. We can't lie to you. Check yourself. You were 30 years old when President Weah came to power. You're now 36 years old. What are you doing? Are you still living a better life or is your life worse? By the time you're 36, if you don't vote right, add another 6 years to your life. And the same people you vote for will laugh at you. Mr. Cummings can always say, God bless me. He never said I'm a millionaire, but he said, God bless me. My grandchildren, he said my grandchildren will not suffer. He worked for it. That is money. That's not our money. But we need to be focused. We need to fight for ourselves. We need to vote right because Liberia is too rich for us to get only a few rich people, and then we got all our people poor. You go in the street of Liberia, by the time you put money in your hands, everybody in line. It's not fair, my people. It's not fair. We do it to ourselves. I know you love Mr. Bouaka. I know you love Mr. Cummings, but sit down and think like a real Liberian and say, my vote this time around, I will vote for the right leader. And who going around? Who telling you? Ask the question, how will you fix education? How will you create job? How will you do this? Don't say the person will do it. Oh, Mr. Bouaka been there for 12 years. You know, I never said 45 years. I said 12 years. I'm only talking about his vice president days. And Mr. Bouaka is not active again. I don't see. I was in Liberia. I just got back. Mr. Bouaka is not active. I've not seen Mr. Bouaka telling us anything. Mr. Bouaka, the mind is willing, but the body is weak. Today, we're fighting for vice president. We don't vote for vice president. Nobody vote for vice president. You want for us to vote Mr. Bouaka in, and then the vice president run the country. It never happened before. The vice president don't even have an agenda. So my people, we're begging you. If you think we're begging you because we're begging for ego, that is why we open the line for people to express themselves. And other people would listen how Liberians think. I know lack of information is the one that destroys our country. So the politicians lie to us. They gave us, look, I will tell you today, you are so special. You are smart. You live in our country. I was telling Sidiki, I said, Sidiki, we're in the cargo. I said, Sidiki, they got smart Liberians. I said, look, don't see the person selling, but they're smart. But because we continue to lie to them, to put them in our position, my Liberian people, you will hear my voice until you get tired. We will speak every Monday and Wednesday and Friday. We will be on the radio station. We will talk to you. We will tell you the truth. We don't have to lie. We will not insult nobody. So just respect us when you call. Don't insult. Stick to the issue. We will bring people on that they will talk to us. And this station will not bring big people. We want to, Siddiqui, when he leave from here today, we will bring young people on to explain to us. We will bring young Liberians. Whether you're Sidician, whether you're from UP, we want you to come on this show, because this show I want to be for the youth. The youth are the precious jewelry of Liberia. We want to stand with you. That's why when you go around Mr. Cummings, you see some young children. Oh, the children, they won't be bluffing. They're not bluffing. But Mr. Cummings is the place where when you go around Mr. Cummings, you feel good about yourself. You understand. He teach you. He don't make you feel that you don't know. Please, my people, especially the students, you qualify to vote. Vote right. It's your future. It's right in your hands. Your vote is your constitutional right. Don't sell it to me for $5. Don't sell it. Okay, go ahead, Siddiqui. Maybe we'll come. We'll soon wrap up.
Yeah, we already adjusted the time, so it's one. But let me close on. I don't know if you can do your closing, then maybe I do mine.
Okay,
because
we want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to the studio, to the FM, the True F, the True FM and True FM family for allowing us, giving us this hour that we can expand the message to our people. We want to say thank you to all the callers, the viewers, the listeners. We say thank you very much. But on Wednesday, you will see a better show, and then we'll give the better information out there again concerning how the show operates. So thank you very much. God bless you all, and God bless you, Siddiqui.
Thank you. So folks, we will be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so to our callers, we want to say thank you for calling in. And this is what we'll do. We'll continue to speak to you. And if you want to be our guest here, you can reach out to us. We'll bring you on, and let's have a conversation. At the end of the day, Liberia will win. But we want to take leave of you of this song. This is the song we want to take leave of you with, and we'll be back on Wednesday. The show is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so this is Liberia. As we get closer to the election time, you will see or hear most of these shows on radio. And for this show, it's going to be until the October 10 presidential election, where Liberians will be making a decision. So we're going to take you off. You have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you very much. He represented the possibility of a brighter future. Unfortunately, these last 5 years have seen a rapid decline in wonderful aspects of yeah, you're everything.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll be on air Wednesday again, and Friday at 8 o'clock. We'll put the flyers up. It was just the first day we had a little glitch, but I think it was better. We'll bring people on. I know I will bring maybe Joseph Conto and other Liberians on the show. If you want to be part of it, just inbox me and we will have a good discussion. Please don't feel discouraged about people calling. I will tell you today, the UP and the CDC, they are very good at propaganda. They know how to flood the radio station. So when you hear somebody talking, the good thing about it, they never discourage you that Mr. Cummings is not qualified. But I will tell you, when you campaign and tell them the truth, they understand. It's easy for them to understand. So don't relax. This show will be something. You know, I don't joke. So don't relax. You relax. I know the audience that I'm targeting. I know my audience. I'm targeting the ladies, the young women and boys, the youth. So you might see student leaders coming up here to talk and to give the message out. We love the debate. We love the argument and for people to come and express themselves. So please don't feel bad. Don't say, oh, the other person called, they say, Mr. Cummings are gay. We're not going to cause nobody. But so far, the show was good and I like it. Thank you very much. This is Munel Kishen, aka the General, signing out. Bye for now.